Hey y'all, it's SheRea. What's up? Back with another video. As you can see from the title, today we'll be talking about my laser hair removal experience. Y'all, I have so much to tell y'all about laser hair removal, and specifically laser hair removal for dark skin, for black women. If that is something, girl, get your words. If that is something that you're interested in, then definitely stay tuned. But if you are new here and you've never seen my face, but you like my face, definitely make sure to subscribe so you can stick around. I like creating content like this. I do have a video on period panties. I have a video on my first Brazilian wax as well. I keep it real on this channel. I try to give y'all all the tea through my experience, through my lens as a black woman, specifically through my lens as a black plus size woman. So definitely stick around, like I said, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It goes such a long way to support my channel. It lets YouTube know that you want to see more content like this, that this type of content is important in this YouTube space. And without further ado, let's get into it. Hopefully this is going to be the most thorough, in-depth, detailed video that you can find on someone's laser hair removal experience. With that being said, we have a lot to discuss. I do want to say that my treatments were comped by Laserway. I did not pay for these treatments. I'm not being paid to make this video. Laserway doesn't even know I'm making this video. I wanted to create this video to help. I know a lot of people are afraid to try laser hair removal because in the past, laser hair removal was not meant for us. It did discolor and burn black women and brown women back in the day, but now in the year of our Lord 2023, if you go to a reputable company or business, you should not have issues with laser hair removal. Laser hair removal is 100% safe when you go to a reputable company. When you are going to providers, especially providers like not Laserway, for instance, you want to make sure that they're using two different types of lasers. It is the diode laser or the ND YAG laser. You want to make sure they're using either of those. I will put them on the screen because those are the lasers that are best for dark skin, especially the ND YAG laser. That is the optimal laser for our skin. So you want to make sure that they're using that. You want to make sure you're going to a reputable company or a business that has a history of treating black and brown people. When we talk about laser hair removal, I do want to set some realistic expectations because there's definitely a lot of misinformation, maybe directly from providers themselves or from other people that have gotten laser hair removal or just from the internet. When it comes to laser hair removal, despite what people may say, laser hair removal is not permanent. Laser hair removal does not lead to the permanent removal of the hair from the follicle. What laser hair removal will do is that it will reduce the amount of hair on your body on those treated areas. So laser hair removal is semi-permanent hair reduction. It is not permanent hair removal. At Laserway, for example, 80% hair reduction is considered a success laser hair removal story. So you're going to see anywhere from 70 to 80% reduction in the amount of hair in your treated areas. So in theory, every session, your amount of hair should reduce by 10%. Even though it's not 100% permanent, the hair will definitely be lighter and thinner. It will be easier to remove that hair. It's not going to take you quite as long. In terms of how long it lasts, laser hair removal can last from months up to years. I just finished my last session on those treated areas 6 weeks ago, so we will see how long the treatment lasts on my body. Let's talk about who should get laser hair removal and who shouldn't. Even though I got laser hair removal, I don't think I was the best candidate for laser hair removal, and I say that because I have naturally very fine hair. Even though I grow hair on my body and obviously I got a head full of hair, I have a lot of little fine hairs throughout my body. Like I have pretty hairy arms, but you may not be even able to see it on camera because because the hair is very fine on my arms and my hair is fine throughout my body. Lasers are really designed mostly for like medium to thick strands. If you have super coarse or thick strands of hair or more of a medium strand thickness, then you are better suited for laser hair removal because the lasers are designed to attack that hair. Even though someone with fine hair can get laser hair removal, those of us that have finer hair or light colored hair, we're probably not going to see the same results or success as someone that has thicker or darker colored hair. That's just being honest, and it's just managing your expectations going in. I'm still happy with my results. 7 weeks later, after my last session, I barely have any underarm hair. You can barely see it. If I don't want to shave my underarms, I really don't have to anymore. If you don't really have to shave that much and your hair doesn't grow really thick and you barely shave, then laser hair removal is not going to be worth the money. But for some people that are very hairy or shave often or nair often or wax often, this can be game-changing or life-changing for some people, but it's not going to be necessary for everyone. I wanted to be honest about that. You can get laser hair removal almost on every part of your body except your eyebrows, and that's because it's too close to your eyes. When you go into a laser removal session, you have to wear goggles because just to protect your eyes. So a laser is not going to be used around your eyebrows as far as I know, but anywhere else, your cheeks, your chin, your neck, your Brazilian, your underarms, your arms, your back, your belly, you can remove hair from anywhere besides around your eyes. Let's talk about the areas that I treated. I treated my upper lip, my chin, my neck, my underarms, and my full Brazilian. So that is front to back. In total for my treated areas, I got 15 sessions on my neck and I got 16 sessions everywhere else. How many sessions you need is going to depend on a number of factors. It's going to depend on how much hair you have in the beginning. If you're a super hairy person, you might need more sessions. If you aren't very hairy but your hair grows fast, you might need a certain number of sessions. It's really going to depend on you, your body, your hormones, your genetics, as well as your provider. So that's something you can discuss when you're working to come up with your treatment package. Honestly, even as someone that did 15 to 16 sessions, I really don't think I was totally happy with it until like session 12. I think for a lot of people, if you really want to see results that you're happy with, I think 10 to 12 is going to be your best bet. Honestly, I didn't see a huge difference between session 12 and session 16, so I do think you hit a wall. You can't continue to do laser hair removal and think you're going to get to 100%. You're not. A nurse also told me that, but because I got the sessions, I kept going. But honestly, after a certain point, your hair was going to do all it's going to do. You can't get like 20 sessions and think you're gonna get to 100% hair removal. You're just not. There is a wall that you hit. There is a glass ceiling when it comes to laser hair removal. You have to wait around 6 weeks between every session. So laser hair removal is definitely not something that's quick or fast. It's going to, by the time you finish with it, may take like a year or so because you have to have that 6-week break to allow your hair to grow in, to have that hair cycle. So it's not something that's quick and fast at all. The good thing about these sessions is that the sessions are actually quick. It usually took me around 15 to 20 minutes for my treatment areas. I was doing a few areas and I was still in and out between 15 to 20 minutes. A lot of the times I was just laughing and joking with the nurses. One thing about me, I love a good kiki, so it doesn't take a long time to get these services done. So if you have a busy schedule, you can definitely go in and out of your session pretty quickly. Laser hair removal requires you to shave and shave only. In between the sessions, you can't do anything but shaving. Once you start laser hair removal, do not wax, do not tweeze, do not use Nair, V, none of that. The only thing you can do is shave. Let's talk about my most successful areas as well as my least successful areas. I will say that I am most happy with my underarms. If you laser nowhere else on your body, I would recommend you laser your underarms. That's definitely the part of my body where I'm like, yes, laser hair removal was totally worth it. I will also say my face was actually really successful. I was never super duper hairy on my face, but I did have like a lot of women, some little hairs that would pop up, some hairs on the face that would pop up. I haven't shaved my face in weeks, and I don't visibly see any hair on my face. I don't see any hair peeking through my foundation. I don't feel any hair on my chin like I used to. Like, there used to be like one little hair, just one hair that I would feel and poke me. I don't have that anymore. I will say that the inner lips is the part that's been the least successful, and that's because that's a very stubborn part. It's definitely not as much hair as it used to be, and it's definitely not as dense as it used to be, but that part is not bald. My other parts of my body, like my underarms or my pubic mound, are pretty much bald, but the inner lips, even 16 sessions in, I wish it had less hair. But when I do shave, it takes no time to shave the hair. And I think, honestly, the parts that I still have a bit of hair is probably because I'm plus size and I'm a big girl. And maybe the nurses weren't able to get to those areas as much as the pubic mound or other parts of my bikini area. That just may be something that happens based on your provider, based on the size of your body. But just make sure that they're getting everywhere that they need to. You're paying a lot of money and you want to get the best results as possible. But size aside, I just think that that's one area for anybody. Even after a bunch of sessions, you're probably still going to have hair there, because hair is there for a reason. It's to protect your inner workings of your body. So the hair is there for a reason. It's to protect you, and that's why the body is so resistant for getting rid of that hair, because we're supposed to have hair there. Let's talk about pain level and the most painful area. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, most areas were around like a 2, and this is for someone that has a low pain tolerance. I cannot stand pain, and most areas didn't really hurt. The most painful area, hands down, is that upper lip, baby. Okay, that upper lip, it would probably be like a 4. So even though it was like a 4 or a 5, it still wasn't that bad. Laser hair removal kind of feels like you're hitting yourself with a rubber band. It feels like you're hitting yourself with a rubber band over and over and over, and after a while you don't really feel it. Some people do go in with numbing. They will numb themselves like 3 or 4 hours before their sessions. I've never used numbing, and I've never used like painkillers, Advil, Tylenol, or anything like that. I just went in as I am, and I dealt with the pain as I do. When it comes to the cons of laser hair removal, the cost is definitely the #1 con, just because it can tend to get expensive. I got my packages comped, I got my services comped, so I don't know exactly how much it would cost to get my full package done. I did hear someone when I went to one of my sessions say that for what I'm doing at Laserway specifically, it would probably be anywhere around $4,000 for my treatment areas. I just added my lower legs, so that's something I added, and with all of these things included, it would be around $4,000. They do have payment plans and different ways in which to pay it, but overall, the best way to save money doing laser hair removal is definitely getting packages. So sometimes they will package the underarms and the Brazilian, or they'll package like the full face or something. You want to do a package. That's going to be the best way to save money. I will leave my link down below. You can click the link. I don't get anything from it, but you can get a free consultation from Laserway. It just lets them know that I sent you over there. Go to Laserway, not go to Laserway. But I will leave my link if you are interested in finding out how much it may cost. I know laser hair removal on one area alone can be $100 a session. So you're looking at anywhere from hundreds to thousands of dollars. So definitely not something that is affordable, not something that everyone can do or afford. I think the worst part for me of laser hair removal is the prep for it because you have to shave before every appointment. So when you go in to your laser hair removal session, you want to have shaved at least the day before. LaserWay suggests the day before. Some other providers may say 48 hours or 12 hours before. It just depends on your provider. You want to make sure that you're following the prep outline by your provider. So when it comes to LaserWay specifically, because that is the only hair removal company that I have experience with, you're supposed to shave the night before. And if you are a larger person, you can imagine how hard it is to shave your bikini area as well as the back. Do you know how hard it is to separate your booty cheeks and shave your butt crack? Okay. If you've never done that, especially as a bigger person, I mean, I've heard skinny people say it's a task. Imagine being this big trying to do it. So at one point I was like, I'm done. Richmond helped me, and that was just annoying. I mean, we have that open type of relationship where he did not mind helping me do it, but girl, that was a hot ghetto mess, okay? That's probably the worst part, having to spend time shaving your face, shaving your treatment areas for laser hair removal. I just wish laser hair removal was just me showing up, them shaving me, and then doing the process. Unfortunately, it does not work like that. It's all about you doing it at home. To me, that leaves a lot of room for error. If you're not shaving yourself well, if you're not using sharp tools, you want to make sure you're using brand new tools. A lot of y'all be using them dull ass razors. When it comes to laser hair removal, you want to make sure you're using the sharpest of sharpest razor to get a close shave as possible. Also, you're not supposed to experience sun exposure. This is specifically for LaserWay. I don't know what other providers recommend. You're not supposed to have sun exposure for 2 weeks, so you're not really supposed to be outside in the sun, playing in the sun, which makes it harder in the summer. So if I were you, I would recommend starting your treatments in the fall and the winter. Laser hair removal can be annoying because you can't really live your life in the same way. Of course, you want to wear sunscreen, but even wearing sunscreen is not enough. For LaserWay, they recommend not exposing your skin to the sun, exposing those treatment areas to more than 30 minutes of sunshine. If you never wear your sunscreen, 'tis the time to wear your sunscreen. You want to make sure when you're outside or you're exposed to the sun from a window that you are treating those areas to sunscreen, or that you're also wearing protective clothing. I mean, if you can do both, that's even more perfect. When it comes to aftercare, specifically at LaserWay, you're not supposed to expose the treatment areas to sun for 3 days. So again, it's another commitment. It's again another annoyance. But if you want the best results, you do want to follow the prep and aftercare instructions. Also, another aftercare instruction is that you're not supposed to take hot showers, expose yourself to pools, saunas, anything like that, any physical activity, exercise, or other physical activity for 24 hours. These are the suggestions by LaserWay. One of the techs also recommended to do no type of physical or chemical exfoliation on the treatment areas for 5 days or so. Or 3 to 5 days. That was another recommendation as well. Of course, you can Google things, but you want to make sure that you're following the specific instructions of your provider. These are just the ones from LaserWay, but I did want to share. This video has been way too long. There's just so much information that I wanted to say, so many questions that I wanted to answer. I hope that I answered all of your questions. If there's something that I didn't answer, definitely let me know down below. There shouldn't be anything because I feel like I was as thorough as possible, but if I wasn't, I'll definitely answer down below or do a follow-up video. If this video was helpful, definitely let me know. Give it a thumbs up. Hey, here's to being a naked mole rat. Talk to y'all later. Peace. Bye, y'all.